a lot of medical stuff and stuff like that. And I know how to do billing for like real estate stuff and stuff. But I just don't feel like it. I don't want to. I don't know. I don't want to. But I always know I can fall back on that. And then I also have, you know, a restaurant experience too. So I was a cocktail waitress, and I've been a barista and a server. So I worked at Gelato de Oro Cafe when I was 15, and then I worked at Buffalo Wild Wings when I was in the Air Force. And then I worked at, I literally can't remember the name of the coffee shop when I got out of the Air Force. That's how weird everything was for me. I worked at a coffee shop in Chico, which I cannot even remember the name. That's how crazy my brain was at the time with like my mom had just died and stuff. I worked there for like 3 months and I couldn't tell you the name. I think it was called Bella something. It was called Bella something. But I can't even remember. But I worked there, and then I went up to Washington. That was in Chico, California. And then I went up to Washington, and I worked in another little coffee shop. But this one was actually at the church, but they paid you at the church. I would go with Sean, my stepbrother, would want to go to church. So they paid you. They had like a full-on coffee shop at the church. So I worked there for a minute, and then I started working in real estate. And I don't think I ever worked any sort of, I didn't go back to a restaurant again. But I worked real estate and then the doctors. And then this job. So, yeah, Bella something. I can't remember. People think that you're going to remember everything. Like, you think like when you're young, like, oh, I could never forget these things. But you do. You do. My mom always would be like, oh, your day will come that you forget things. You know, because when you're young, you think you're going to remember everything. And you think, like, these events are so significant. And even if they are, that doesn't mean you're going to remember every detail about it. You know what I mean? Like, especially, like, if something else happens. Like, my mom died, so, like, I don't remember a lot of what happened my last, like, 6 months in the Air Force. Or a lot that what happened when I first got to Chico, because I was kind of in shock still, you know, like my mom had just died. So I don't know, like I just, there's very small fragments of memories from those times. A lot of like my Air Force stuff is starting to come back to me in memories, and that's why I've told you guys a lot about them, but there was a lot of trauma that occurred because of also how they treated me. So it just sent me through. I was just a mess when I got out of just like anxiety. They made me. My eyes started twitching from what they did to me in the Air Force with the suicide watch. Was just like, it was the most insane suicide watch of like actually like making someone want to commit suicide with the way they did it. It was like a nightmare. I was like, kept asking them, like, are you trying to make me kill myself? Because this is the worst thing you could ever do to someone if they actually were feeling suicidal. Thank God I'm not. But at that point, you don't actually maybe even get suicidal at first because you're just like unaware. I mean, you're like in shock. It's like that comes years later, you know what I mean? But at first, you know, like if like I'm saying like if someone were to die, it's like usually that's not really like the response.
Extreme is from Vegas. Grew up in Vegas, and Extreme's mom died of cancer in 2023.
Oh man, I'm so sorry to hear that. Was it Extreme? I can't see. Extreme. I'm so sorry to hear that. I know losing your mom is the hardest thing. I mean, I think losing a mom and losing a child. I think losing your dad is difficult, but your dad is not the same as your mom. You know what I mean? Because your mom gave birth to you, and moms are just a different connection than dads. I mean, dads are difficult too, but something about a mom and a child, just because they, like, the child came from the mother and then the mother, you know, gave birth to the child. So I think that connection is one of the strongest connections out there. So like when a mother loses her child young, I feel like it's the same as when a child loses their mother young. And losing any family member is equally awful. It's not like, but I do feel like that connection is one of our strongest connections because, you know, you came from inside your mother's stomach, her womb, and it just never goes away. Whereas your dad is, as close as you are to your dad is your dad, you know? You know, like, I was really close to my dad until my mom died, and then I was like, I realized, like, my dad hadn't even really done much as a parent, you know? It'd always been my mom. And once my mom died, I was like, you don't even do anything. Like, why'd I ever like you? You're a terrible parent. Because I was like, liked my dad almost better than my mom at times, and it hurt her feelings when she'd be like, I don't understand this, because she kind of did everything for me, and then I was like, nicer to my dad at times. But I think we do that, like, and sometimes we take our moms for granted, but moms, that connection is...
I'd like you to be his mom.
Okay. I'll be your mom. Yeah, you'll be my adopted child. I only ever have adopted children, I'm sure. I doubt I'm having a child. Richard would like to have children, but I'm just like, oh dear. I'm 40. Yeah, shit, I think sailed a while ago.
And then I'll go have an affair or something.
I know people say, oh, there's 40-year-olds having children. I'm like, yeah, but I don't want to be one of them. It's like, I know there's like, my sister was 37, but it's like, it still doesn't mean that's like, oh, I want to be like in the Guinness Book of World Records for the oldest mom. That's not what I'm going for. Like, I wanted to be a young mom if I was going to have children, and that didn't work out. So I'm okay with that. Like, as much as I do like kids, I'm not one of those that dislikes children, and I thought I wanted to have children. But now that I'm 40, I'm like, I don't think I want to go down that road. No, I think it's just too far at this point. Like, all my friends had kids in like their 20s. You know what I mean? It's just like, I don't want to be the one with like the last one that I look like the grandma, like, people do that. It's, it happens. I'm not faulting them for that, but it's just not really the path I wanted to take. But who knows? Maybe I'll be that 45-year-old having a kid. But anyways, probably not. I'm pretty content with my bunny and my husband and Gloria and Annette. That's really, I can't even imagine us trying to somehow even fit a child into our life, because I'd have to do a different job, but then also like we'd have to get a different house. I mean, there's just like so many factors of like with a child. You can't have a kid in this house, bed bugs and stuff, which are pretty minimized, but we do need to do that Damascus soon. It is. When was the last time you did it? Definitely in Annette's room. I noticed I need to do all the blankets before I leave. Take them all off and clean them all, and then the blankets and sheets, and then put the other ones on, and then switch them back before I leave. Because Annette likes her yellow one best. She has 2 blankets, but she likes the yellow one best. So I gotta do that probably tomorrow. Tomorrow might be a good day for me. Oh, tomorrow's Friday. I could work. Hopefully the ladies go dancing tomorrow. You took Gloria to the gym?
I did. And then I'll pick her up.
She loves her new shoes. I don't know if you guys saw her Puma shoes she got. Oh, she loves them.
And then you gave her that new shirt and everything. She is happy as
She loves them. It's the funniest thing because, I mean, it's like we just picked them, because we just thought they looked nice, but we had no idea she was gonna like them that much. They're not the most expensive, but not the cheapest either. Somewhere in the middle. And we thought, oh, these are nice, these Pumas. Glory she could be getting compliments on them and everything. Annette had a pair too, but she didn't like them, so we had to return Annette's. Annette, it never works. We're gonna have to take her in person. We cannot keep ordering the shoes online. She returned both the shoes we got her. She never wants the shoes we get her. That's why she gets stuck with the same shoes over and over. Like we had to get literally the same sneaker as she had before, because anytime we try to get her a new thing or something other than Birkenstocks, I don't like it. She even picks it out, but then she don't like it. She even wears it for like a day, and then she comes back. She's like, "Nah, I don't like this. I want to return it." Like, oh, man. Every time. We've bought Annette shoes so many times. As you guys don't realize, we bought her shoes a lot of times. She returns them always, unless it's the Birkenstocks, the certain ones she likes, or those one sneakers I got her. And that's the only thing that's lasted. Everything else she wants to return. So I think her feet are just kind of awkward, so most sneakers don't fit right. Where I had to get her size 10, which I think, as much as she's swimming in it a little bit, I think gives her toes a little more wiggle room. I don't think she likes when the toe is pushing towards the front.
Are you in Las Vegas?
Yes, I'm in Las Vegas. But what's funny is when we first moved to New York in 2021, we put on our Twitter that our city that we lived was Manhattan and Vegas. Like, we just kind of felt like those were our 2 cities. And now I'm realizing it really is for me right now. Like, I'm literally going like 2 weeks in Manhattan, 3 weeks in Vegas. 2 weeks in Manhattan, 3 weeks in, I'm almost living in, but I won't always go that often, but I am like almost like living like dual cities right now, where I live in New York and Manhattan. The only bummer is when I first said I thought it'd be like me and Richard doing that together, not me all by myself. That is where it is hard living here, but you know, it is good at the time. It's good that we're here with